Hey everyone, it is CP Investing here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a watch list that I have for next week, what I think could go up in the short term, and I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on a few companies that I think could do well. But first off, let's go over the companies that I gave you guys last week and see how they did. And the first company that I'd like to talk to you guys about is Star Peak Energy. This was the first company that I put on the watch list, and I talked about this last week when it was $25.70. And I was down here-ish, and you guys happened to get into it by then, you guys would have made a few bucks on each share. I don't know what that converts to, but you guys would have made a little bit of profit. And on the next stock that I talked about last week, it was ChargePoint. I thought this was very undervalued. And when I shared it with you guys on my watch list, it was $20.20. And now it is $30.75. So since last week, right, when I told you guys to put it on your watch list, it has gone up 45% since then. And I still don't think it's too late to hop on ChargePoint. I really believe in this company. I think companies in the charging space have a huge opportunity in the next 15 years, and especially in the next 4 years when Biden's going to be pushing for these EV charging stuff. So I think ChargePoint is still not a bad buy right now. And if you guys happen to got into it when it was at $20.20, you guys made a lot of profit because I was down here. I was telling you guys to hop in. I made some profit on that as well. And the next stock that I talked about was CleanSpark. And I talked about CleanSpark when it was at $19.82 last week. So it was around here. This time, if you guys happen to hop into it, you guys would have made $3.18 per share, and I thought this was severely undervalued. Anything under the 20s I think is a fantastic buy. I made a few bucks off of the option plays. As you can see, I bought some for $330 and I sold it for $500, so a decent amount of profit right there. And I still think CleanSpark is undervalued. I think them getting into the Bitcoin mining space is a huge untapped opportunity that I think people are taking very lightly. So I think CleanSpark still has a lot of room to run. And the last stock that I talked about last week was Snapchat. And I talked about Snapchat when it was $50.13. If you guys hopped into it last week, you guys would have made 10% around. And I thought this was pretty undervalued because Snapchat has been trading right in a pattern from $50 all the way up to $70. And I think still at $54 it's a little bit undervalued. And I think we can see it going up next week with the W-shaped recovery happening right now. I think we can see all these stocks still go up a decent amount. So I still think holding these stocks or getting into them would be a good idea. But I am not a financial advisor. You guys should make your own decisions. And stocks that I think you guys should keep an eye on for next week are Etsy. This is the first stock that I like to talk about. I think it's trading quite nicely. It has consolidated for the last month. Last couple months it's kind of stayed up 15%. But I think we can see this continuing to go up. So I think Etsy at 208. Just keep this on your watch list. We can see it going up in the short term, but just keep it on your watch list. And the next stock that I would like to talk about is Jumia. I believe that we can see this ride all the way up to 50 next week. You can see that a W-shaped recovery is happening in this stock. It went right there, and then I think we're going to be seeing an uptrend next week. So I think Jumia can hit in the mid-45s next week, and in a few weeks, I think it can hit a 50 again. So I personally have Jumia. I got into Jumia last week because I saw this pattern forming. I bought 2 contracts. It cost me about $500 something, and I'm gonna be holding this for a week or two, seeing what happens. And yeah, guys, keep Etsy and Jumia Technologies on your watch list. I still think Star Peak Energy is a really good play. I think Star Peak running up into the merger date at the end of April is a great opportunity. SPACs have been hit pretty hard, and I think Star Peak Energy has a good opportunity to run up. And Snapchat, I think Snapchat's still at the beginning of its recovery. So keep your eyes out on those stocks, and I'll be keeping you guys updated next week for stocks that I think have good potential, and that should be on your watch list that you guys should be keeping your eye on. Last week we did pretty good, so we're going to be seeing what happens this week in the market. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this kind of content, subscribe to the channel and drop a like on the video. And thanks for watching. Peace.